Hi everyone, how are you? Ali Wachek here. I just wanted to do a quick video about an experience I recently had at a facilitation training that I did last week at a hospital here in Brisbane. And the training was about journey mapping and customer journey mapping and empathy training. It was a whole day session, and we had a mix of front of house staff like nurses, triage sort of people, doctors, marketing, communications teams, and different parts of the hospital actually, and from different departments as well, dealing with patients, with clients as well. So really interesting just to really go through the whole process of journey mapping and empathy with an organization that by nature should be empathetic. Interesting because a lot of the feelings that we got on the day was that they embrace empathy and they're actually working at the hospital for the very reason that they want to be compassionate towards other people and human beings. Now, when we brought the topic of empathy, it was really interesting. It was almost this awkward smile in the room where a lot of people went like, I'm empathetic. Why are you making me think about empathy? Like, I'm of course empathetic. Interestingly enough, when we went through a lot of the exercises, we realized that a lot of the people in the room truly were empathetic in terms of the practice that they do every day. And empathy is not something that you kind of do one off and forget. It is a mindset, isn't it? It's something that you think, you behave that way, and you genuinely use it on a regular basis, especially when you're working at a hospital. You can just imagine if you're dealing with patients. So it was really interesting to see how the reaction was. And a couple of the lessons that I just wanted to share with you, I think that's mostly the reason why I wanted to do this video, was that to bring empathy in an organization who thinks empathy is used, it is very tricky. This equally applies to any other businesses or organizations that think they're being customer centric. And that's a really interesting one. I think the stat goes around 65% of CEOs in organizations think that they're being customer centric. Now, when you ask customers, just 45% of customers agree. So I just really want to highlight that sometimes we just need someone else to come and give us a realization moment. And this was a beautiful thing that happened. A lot of people in the room got this realization moment. And I know this from speaking to a lot of health practitioners during my empathy research, was a lot of people get into the space, in the healthcare space, because they genuinely care about people, which is beautiful. They already have that trait in themselves. But because of the day-to-day, as it happens in any organization, if you take this to the corporate world, we go and get to work and we're in our work. We're concentrating in our day-to-day. We have deadlines, we have KPIs, we have targets, and we just lose track of what we were there to start off with. And this is like anything. We just lose track of why we're doing something to start off with. And I think there's nothing wrong to be reminded that why you're there first, whether you need to be providing a great experience to patients, whether you need to be providing a great experience with customers. So that's my lesson number one. It's just really hard to bring empathy to organizations who are being empathetic. Number two is how applying customer journey mapping to an organization that deals such a big and broad level on journey mapping and to every single person, it needs to really start from the top. So if customer journey mapping, for example, is something that we do at Square One, but it's quite a reactive tool. It's just a tool. It's just a way to get to the understanding of what is the business doing correctly, what are the gaps, what are the opportunities, what do our customers or patients, even employees want from us. So it needs to come from the top. And we had a lot of people at the training that were really looking forward to kind of applying this on a day-to-day basis. And of course, you can do that. But if you don't have the support, off you go on this sprint of empathy and journey mapping and understanding. And then you don't have the support of your organization. That makes it really tricky for you to continue on this run, because you're like, no one is following me. Like, I'm here on my own. So that is the second lesson. And the third lesson is an organization that is so complex, like a health organization and a hospital. Building on different personas is a process. And choosing what you need to prioritize is also a process. This equally applies to organizations as well as public organizations. And is that look at those personas that you need to prioritize that you already know have a pain point with your organization. For example, most of the personas that we started working on at the workshop were those ones that had probably a cultural difference with the hospital, and maybe as well as someone who doesn't speak the language of the hospital, which in this case will be English, and there's a lot of signage and confusion, and really that was a priority for the business for the hospital to really understand patients in a way that they never done before. So this is probably a little bit of a rant and with a mix of a couple of really takeaways, but my takeaways definitely are always check on those reasons why you started off at an organization, and really challenge yourself and ask yourself, am I responding to my customers' needs? Am I responding to my patients' needs? Am I responding to that third party who we are supposed to be serving? If your gut feel and your intuition tells you that you're not, you're probably right. And really examine why that is not truly happening. We work on amazing and beautiful mission and vision statements and sometimes customer experience statements. They're beautiful and in paper they look great. The problem is applying them. So do find a way that you can, from a very quick win perspective, look at tasks and activities that will be all about the customer. Look at tasks and activity that will be all about the employee. Employees are the ones who are going to hold strong in that vision that you have already created for your customers. So why not to focus on those employees first as well? So anyway, my rant is over. I hope you're well, and I'll get to talk to you very soon. Bye.